A Marxist reading of The Death of a Salesman. Marxist literary criticism is a term describing literary criticism based on the theory derived from Karl Marx. Marxist criticism discusses the ways in which the socio-economic system is an underlying cause of the occurrences around us. In Arthur Miller's The Death of a Salesman, the force of a capitalist society haunts its main characters. The play deals with the interconnections between human beings, the impact of an individual's actions on society, and vice versa. Mitchinson 13. Willie, the declining salesman, struggles to make things better for his family, and is consumed by capitalist ideals such as money, power, and social status. In fact, one line in particular portrays what Willie is all about. Be liked, and you will never want. Miller 21. Throughout the play, Willie cannot stress this point enough to himself and those around him. Because of the society they live in, the Lohman family associates money and popularity with brilliance and success. Willie is so caught up in this idea that he cannot and will not accept that himself and his sons are not well liked. He pushes this idea even further by boasting about false accomplishments to try to prove himself to be a better and more dominating individual than others. However, when Willie confronts Howard about a position in New York, he is opened up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, he was not so successful after all. All of the hard work put into Willie's company, and after 34 long years of working, he has nothing to show for it, while Howard, his boss, benefits from everything Willie does. Then, after such a long time of working there, Willie was fired. There is no success for Willie Lohman, and that completely devastates him. Once Willie reflects on the contrast in social standing between himself and Howard, it is obvious that Willie does not hold a candle to his boss. Willie's situation illustrates the corruptness of such a capitalist society where an individual can output copious amounts of work into a profession only to benefit those above them. Such a realization pushes Willie on the path of his own destruction, as he cannot live without having the Lohman family achieve some form of success. In The Death of a Salesman, Willie Lohman believes in his American dream of being well-liked and successful. However, what he fails to realize is that this goal is not achievable to him and that he is truly not a well-liked, successful man after all. Willie worked for 34 years in his company, and throughout those years tried to achieve a status of being well-liked. Willie wanted to be able to, quote-unquote, pick up his phone and call the buyers and make his living, Miller 57. Unfortunately, Willie gets caught up in this dream of his and loses sight of true success, resulting in the destruction of his life. The true downfall of Willie happens when he thinks he can bargain for a job in New York. He believes that he can knock Howard for a loop and get an advance and come home with a New York job, Miller 52, just because of how not actually well-liked and successful he is. At first, the reader feels true hope for Willie, believing that he can truly achieve his goal. Nonetheless, this ends up in the complete loss of Willie's job and pride in himself. Willie begins to accept this flaw after Howard begins to gravitate away from having Willie work with the company anymore. He sees that he has to pull himself together and that he was yelling at him, Howard, Miller 59. Willie tries to correct himself, begging Howard for a job, but in the end, he loses his job and a downward spiral for Willie begins. After the loss of his job, Willie still does not seem to accept the flaw in himself, even lying to his friend Charlie about still having a job. Towards the end of the play, he tries to make up for his failure by doing one right thing, by killing himself and making it so that Biff can once more pass Bernard with the $20,000 in mail from Willie's life insurance. Stag paragraph 3. Willie believes that by doing this, he can make up for everything wrong that he has done and give his children the essential tools for success in life. While the reader understands that this is not the way to make up for his wrongdoings in life, Willie does not, which creates sympathy from the reader for Willie. Ultimately, these different themes and tragic elements can be seen throughout the play through multiple characters, truly shining in the protagonist, Willie Loman.